explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. Some people would say, what about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. He plays almost angry.
A lot of torque.
A lot of torque. I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen a guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
Well, I like how you mentioned Rose because I would agree, and that's a great way to kind of figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose was...
He was right in that same category.
You got it.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A-game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Here's Miles. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Durant, that's good.
And Russell Westbrook, maybe the most explosive first step in the league. He doesn't just get an angle on his defender. He leaves them completely behind with a free run to launch all those shots around the rim.
Well, Westbrook, once he blows by that first defender, he is absolutely fearless attacking the help defense. High-flying power dunks, finishes with both hands. He's a bad man.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Allen's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for David West. And it's Watson in for Hill. Pacers trailed by 4. Here's Watson. Outside for George. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
You know, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Morrow the best to Westbrook. Durant with a wide open look. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 5th assist in this one. Good on the shot. 8 points for Paul George.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away. They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
And it's Miles missing. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Some changes for Indiana. Solomon Hill comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for C.J. Miles. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Durant wide open, he fires. Westbrook with the block. Oklahoma City shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one drops. The Pacers making a switch here. And Morrow drops them both.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Watson, that's for 2. Here's Mahimi. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Thunder lead by 7. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
Pacers trailed by 7.
Well, last season, the fans in Indiana finally came back in bunches to support their hometown Pacers. The top 10 in attendance, up from 25th in 2013.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Lamb and Durant are the long, athletic wings. Enes Kanter is out there with Kyle Singler. And it's Augustine in at the point guard. Well, Clark, you look at the low attendance numbers for the Pacers in years past from 2007 to 2012. They averaged the second worst in the league. I think that surprised a lot of people.
It really did. It surprised me and the rest of the organization as well. Yet that corresponds with the seasons that the Pacers actually dipped below 500, and there wasn't a lot of promise on the horizon. With the Pacers winning now, and from what I hear, the TV ratings are also over double. Actually, I know the TV ratings for that team have doubled up since 2012, so things are headed in the right direction now.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And George, here we go. Can't hit. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Here's Durant. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Durant's got 14 points for the game. Outside, George to end the run. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
Singler outside. And Hill over to help. And Lamb kicks to Augustine. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. While we can, let's get a quick check of our 2K leaderboard for a glimpse at one of the NBA's most elite groups. The top three-point shooting wingman in the league. In the third spot, Kyle Singler.
Well, these guys are all constant threats on the perimeter. Shooting the three isn't all they do, but it's a lot of what they do.
And as small forwards, they can take it straight to the hole and get their points in close, too. I mean, all of these guys can hurt you inside and out. Well, George Hill, extremely efficient. He's really good in terms of his shot selection. Doesn't try to do too much. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see him do a little more because he's capable of scoring from anywhere on the court when he's aggressive.
Durant just inside the line. Connects, the jumper drops. Durant's got 6 points in the quarter. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, thank you, Kevin. As you know, Russell Westbrook, one of the most competitive guys you'll meet. He looks as though he is angry on the court, and quite often he is. As Kevin Durant has said, anger could be good and bad, but it's on the good side for Russ. He doesn't like anybody he is playing against. He does a great job every single game of playing with fire and with force. Guys?
He's something else, Doris. Thanks. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. You take a look at the Warriors. And, of course, Oklahoma City tied right now. The Thunder leading by 7. And Durant gets double-teamed. Three-pointer Augustine for Indiana. They've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting.
Let's see where the Pacers are, Kevin, in terms of the NBA rankings right now. 5th in rebounding. 12th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in free throw shooting as well. Pretty good, but they could certainly stand some improvement there.
And you put all those things together, and that makes this a very tough team. And what really jumps out at me is the rebounds, Clark. I mean, this is a team that controls the paint. If you're going to miss a shot, the ball seems to be theirs almost every time. That allows their transition game to get going. And then at the offensive end, they'll pound you on the offensive glass as well.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Mahinmi. West comes in for Lavoy Allen. George is checked in for Solomon Hill. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for C.J. Miles. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. Morrow comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's foul number 2 for him.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
Here's Morrow. His last outing, he had 8 points. Adams. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Boy, a terrific rebound and slam on the putback. He never gives up, always persistently pursuing the pumpkin.
And that's an essential quality for an offensive rebounder, an outstanding offensive rebounder that he is.
Yeah, he's got to go after it, and he does.
Yeah, he qualifies as one of the best in the league.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him. Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
All of the above.
The Thunder shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. George double-teamed. Pass to Sloan. And out of bounds is the... Thunder gained possession. The Thunder leading by 11. And it's Paul George with the foul. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Thunder shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Yeah, it's been an average year at the line for them so far this year, shooting about 75%.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities. And a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Fires from deep. And so that brings the first half to a close. Thunder out in front. They lead by 11. We'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball. And as we begin the 2nd half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the 3rd quarter started. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Down low, Weston Hibbert. Hill is up there with Mahinmi. And it's George in the small forward position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris, that's for sure. Thanks.
Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed.
Ill-advised dunk attempt there. He aimed for the highlight reel and ended up on the blooper reel.
And he gets it to go.
Seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.